Hi everyone, it's Shar and welcome back to my channel. So we're back with another speed build, and hopefully I've been uploading in a way so that every video that goes up isn't a speed build, because I do have Let's Plays that are on my channels, which I love. I have my Jungle Adventure Let's Play, which just took a plot twist if you haven't seen that already, and I love it so much. And then we have my Not So Berry, and I want to start the Black Widow challenge, but I still have my single teen mom, and I still have the rags to riches get famous. So I've been uploading a lot more frequently than I normally would be. One, because I have plenty of time to do so now, and two, because I am doing my save file. This build here is for my save file, and that has inspired me to build so much and just to get better at it. So this build right here is a cottage, and we are in Willow Creek. You can see the name in the upper left-hand corner for me, maybe on your right, Daisy Hovel. And Willow Creek in my save file is one of the worlds that's not actually inspired by any country in real life or in the real world. That was really hard to say for some reason. It is a magical world, so every sim that lives here has something a little bit off about them. It's not every single sim, but lots of families have really interesting storylines, and the idea is that Willow Creek is kind of this magical world, and all of the builds are going to kind of look like this cottage, or like variations of this cottage, or just picture a fairy tale storybook. That is what this build is going to be inspired by, and I absolutely love the way it turns out. And when I started to build it, I initially had the idea that I was going to build the bohemian cottage of my dreams. But when I challenged myself to do a diagonal build, this entire build's on a diagonal, and when I challenged myself to play with landscaping, and I was looking at inspiration photos, which is what I do because I'm not the best at building, so I look at inspiration, and then I get an idea of what I want the house to look like, I realized that the family that lives here wouldn't necessarily live in what is my bohemian dream cottage. They would live in a very old-fashioned, like, fairy tale cottage. And that's because one of the moms that lives here is actually a witch. She hides that very well. I'm not sure if her wife even knows that at all, but she is a witch, and the locals say that she is a lovely girl, but there's something that's kind of off about her. So this is the home that they live in, and let me tell you a little bit about their backstories. So if you haven't been seeing my other save file videos, a lot of these stories are interconnected, and I spend most of those videos telling you the story of the family and the family that lives there, their story, and kind of how they're connected to other people. So this family right here, I forget their last names, but I made them in Creative Sim. And the mom is Belinda and her wife Kiara, and together they've been married for about 5 years. And initially they would have been living in what I would have called my bohemian dream cottage, but they recently started a family. They were looking into adopting a child, and they were all set on doing that, but they were having a really, really hard time getting to adopt a child. It just wasn't working out for them, and sadly, the adoption sometimes does work like that. It can be a difficult and long and drawn-out process. But Belinda, our witch here, she actually found a spell that would allow them to have a child genetically that was theirs. So they jumped on the opportunity. Now, Kiara is a scientist. I believe she's an astronaut because I don't have get to work. And she was like, cool, whatever, we're going to do this. But I don't think she has any real idea that there was magic involved in the creation of their daughter. Probably some kind of like advanced genetics is what she was thinking. But they have a daughter now, Marissa. And Marissa is about 1 or 2 years old. And this back room is her bedroom. So they had a baby together, and as such, the house that they live in is slightly different. They had to expand it outward, so their bedroom is now at the front of the house, right off of the kitchen, and they adjusted their home to really suit their daughter's needs. And because Belinda is very much a green witch, she loves greenery, all the foliage and all the landscaping you see, that was Belinda's doing, although it helps that the plot or the house is on a plot plot of magical land, so all the greenery that's on there actually naturally grows, really beautiful and really bright and really colorful, like you would have seen in the thumbnail. So this is their family home, and their daughter Marissa, I told you, is about 1 or 2 years old. She's showing little signs of being a witch, and you'll see more of that in her bedroom build. Pay attention to how I kind of arrange the toys. But this family is really sweet and really cute, and they're just an adorable family. And I also wanted to show more interracial relationships and more LGBTQ plus families and couples in my save file, because I'm trying to incorporate as much diversity as I possibly can, both in religious diversity, in racial and ethnic diversity, in socioeconomic diversity, and even in gender identity expression, etc. So the family here is, Belinda is Asian. I believe she's Japanese and probably a little bit Vietnamese. I imagine she's mixed in that way. And we have Kiara, and Kiara is black. So together they have a beautiful little girl, Marissa. You'll see Marissa in the screenshots. And sadly, I had more screenshots for this build, but for whatever reason, they disappeared. So you are going to notice that there are things missing. But let me tell you more about what Belinda does, because you know Kiara is a scientist, she's an astronaut, and Belinda is a gardener. So she loves to garden, she loves to paint, she's really into wellness, she loves to meditate. She is a witch, but she's very much like a Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like one of the aunts. Like that's more of her style. Fun, goofy, loves nature, loves the outdoors, and very much wants her daughter to be into the outdoors, which is why a lot of the play stuff that that Marissa has is both indoors and outdoors. Imagine Kiara spends a lot of time. Remember I said to pay attention to the arrangement of the toys? Notice that the three bears in the corner have all of the toys in front of them, kind of like they were performing a ritual, and that's a little bit of Marissa's magic peeking through, in that she's instinctively creating ritual space for herself. And magic works differently in the Sims world, obviously, than it does in real life. This form of magic is a kind of magic like you would see in Harry Potter, and that she would have a lot of instincts about it. Now, Marissa was not conceived naturally, obviously, because both of her moms would not be able to have a child together, although in the Sims world they can. She was conceived with a spell. So that might have some adverse side effects. I really don't know. I'm not going to play this family. They're part of my save file. You can play this family. They're a base game family, so they're in Willow Creek. Again, I use CC, so it's going to be tricky with the save file, but it's going to be a long time before we cross that bridge, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But Marissa might have some adverse side effects. She might be a good witch. She might be a bad witch. Maybe some of the magic that was used in the spell backfired a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to play this family. If you choose to play this family, it's up to you how that storyline goes. And Marissa should very much still be a toddler. What's also interesting is that I'm in my Not So Berry challenge. So I want to create as many Sims with interconnected stories as possible without it being too much. I don't want it to be that every single Sim in every single world knows each other, but that there are common themes and shared relationships and encounters within that, down to what goes down into the family inventory. But I was saying something about what's really interesting here is that I'm having a hard time. No, we're in my Not So Berry challenge. So what's going to happen is that all the Sims that I'm creating are going to naturally age up and live their lives. And that's the intention of creating these Sims in my Not So Berry challenge, because the Not So Berry challenge is a legacy challenge, and I want to make sure that Sims who enter the world have a genealogy, have a backstory, have a history, have careers. So say 3 generations from now, we encounter Marissa's children, well, we would know Marissa's backstory, and we would know that she grew up in this house with her mothers and that she was a child of a spell. That's kind of the idea behind it. With that said, the save file that you download will be different than the one that I build, meaning that I'm just going to download all of the lots that I build and all of the Sims that I build and all of their relationships into a separate save file. That way the one that you download is the one that you see in these videos, the original families, their original stories, and their original homes, but we still get to have fun with it, and I still get to have fun with it because we all know the stories of the Sims that live there and the lots backstories, so we can still see that play out in our Not So Berry Legacy Challenge, which if you haven't seen already, I'm going to leave a little card at the beginning of the video so you can see it. So just go ahead and rewind if you missed it. So we're coming up to screenshots in a moment. I just want to say that I love the way this house turned out. I continuously challenge myself to build something that I normally wouldn't build. What you would have missed in the screenshots is that I also went into live mode and I planted some plants for Belinda to take care of and her garden. So they are the kind of family that like grows their own herbs, their own fruits and veggies, and Belinda loves flowers and things like that, and so does Marissa. You have to imagine what it's like to walk out the front door and just smell all like the beautiful flowers and like the wet grass. It's just such a serene home. So I do that off camera, but of course I miss it. And I just can't imagine being a kid growing up in this house. Like, it'd be so much fun and just so absolutely stunning. I love it. I love the way it turns out. So thank you so much for watching this video. We are coming to the end of it. I'm just going to continue to do landscaping up the other side of the path and put down some toys for Marissa, because Marissa is very young right now, but she would spend a lot of times outdoors as she gets older. So all it is landscaping. We're coming to the end and to the screenshots. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I so appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed this magical speed build cottage, and in the comments let me know what you would like me to build next. If there's any kind of family or sim you would like to see in this save file,